everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another MAMG Let's Play of, what is this called? Great Ace Attorney Chronicles? Something like that? I forgot what it's called. It's complicated, but either way, we're talking to these witnesses. One has a baby and one's an old man who jiggles a lot. And we got new evidence last time, but I don't think that's everything we need. So what I want to do is I want to go through and I want to press each of these statements. And we'll see if we get more evidence or more information from that. Cool? Okay, let's do that.
Hi.
No. It's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so.
Considering this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked.
Did you?
Did you see it? Did you see me blink?
How could I?
And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it.
What? Have what? Attention! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman.
I think that says it all, don't you? And let us not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Korekuta-san?
Oh, I just realized his name. It's Korekuta, like collector. Because he collects antiques.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so what did he say? When he's got the foreign man, he was that young lad in black. That much I did see. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Yeah, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I've told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor.
Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away.
I just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And exactly at that moment, a gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Why do you have a knife? Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the kaban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. I don't think those two things are the same. Anyway, the fact remains. Myself, I did see you, with pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Okay, furthermore, visual search. Okay, so we did this one, I think. They were the only ones present. Okay, so let me see about this. So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone. That's a long pause. That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in.
So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there's only a single beef steak on the victim's table, a meal for one.
No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before.
They're all in on it.
It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? if I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea.
Thanks for your help.
Okay. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Okay, so let's see what this says. Why aren't you telling the truth? What did you say, cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion is just not possible.
Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone.
Sorry?
The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone.
That's right.
Precisely. In other words, you were the sole proponent of this phantom lady.
But I...
If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time.
There's nothing I can say to that.
I would love if he was slowly giving himself a bruise.
Yeah, right? Excellent work, Yunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yeah, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, now we can examine it. Oh, you mean this? Yes. This is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more This is what I wanted to do. The game just wasn't ready for me to do it yet. How exactly? You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. They're the ones you may examine. Did I have it on there before? Press A and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use R. Well, that's what he said. To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using LLLL, so thorough. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that you may have missed before. The crosshairs start to pulsate. Press A to investigate further. Alright, let me do it. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. Let me do it! Okay. Oh, cool, I can look at, maybe I can do it now?
I feel like there's something on that, too.
Yeah, right? Oh, God. I can't rotate this one. I think there's something on the back. But that's fine. Alright, let's do what they want us to do. Wait, can I not? I can't do it with that one. Okay, John H. Wilson, male British, time of death. Single bullet fired at close range, fatal hemorrhage from the pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound, bullet did not pass through the... I think that's going to be important later. They're going to say that he got shot in the back and it passed through the front. But what about this? No? I don't know why I can magnify this. Maybe I need to wait one more line. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I swear if it lets me do this now. Yeah, LRA, got it, Yep, so good. Yeah, now it lets me do it. Oh my god, okay. So, what do we got on the back? This is folded. This? Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they use laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you from feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed.
It wasn't his food.
Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. Okay, so we got an update there. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So, I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you?
Definitely.
Alright, so where did they say that? Pointing at the gun. Only personnel. Alone, dining all by himself, so maybe present here? I would assume? Yep, got it. If the music stops, you know you did good.
Well, I think,
What are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer?
I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused.
Ryunosuke, everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it.
Thanks, Kazuma.
I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully. You knew exactly what it was that you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking.
Alright, and thanks for the advice. Korekta-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim.
Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's,
Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial further.
All this time not talking and that's all you have to say?
The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides the pale-faced pupil who could possibly have...
Okay, cut myself off. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case?
Do you really believe that? What? That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant?
Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted? What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
What? No, that can't...
Korekta-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Grr. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Yeah. Expertly done, partner.
What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke?
Yes, most definitely.
So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beefsteak?
Wham!
The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel?
Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it?
Yeah, there was a lady, like
All right.
I've been saying.
Uh-huh. The answer to the question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been me. An as yet unknown third party. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witnesses' testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly. Kazuma.
Are you insane? You would take on the government?
Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have issue with them, those two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, now if it turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously, you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit? In murder? No!
Even the baby,
yeah,
like, oh,
even the
snap.
baby. My life is over. Negative. There was no intention of this at the tactical meeting.
Oh, there was a meeting.
I was just following orders.
That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they, told us.
Oh. What? What did you just say, Korekta-san?
Oh, no.
You were just following orders?
Now, hold on, lad. I was,
Say you never saw the gentlewoman. Ugh. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas?
What? What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair?
Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue.
Order! Order! Counsel, explain what is going on here.
It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not! The prosecution knows nothing of this.
Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? That's classified. So you're prepared to be trialed as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they're sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Aochi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there's only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose.
I want answers.
Okay, just hold on, Judge. Can I flip this now? Yes! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
It was the police.
Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yeah, business cards tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here... If you want to. Narrate? No?
Oh, a sketch of the restaurant's layout is on the back on the front and stated that Hosonaga-san is a police inspector.
I meant the business card was updated, but that's fine too. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so are we good? You still want answers? Yep.
It is proven that these witnesses have been manipulated. I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Ooh boy.
Punish the cop!
Please, wait! Your Excellency! I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god.
That's a lot of gods.
I knew nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all this?
Well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is... oh, I went too far. This one, Satoru Hosonaga. Alright? Hi! Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san.
Hosonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier?
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make the witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
What? If he truly were?
Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity is proven by this evidence. Business card.
The plan of the restaurant is sketched by the man in question. I agree, it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure what we can conclude anything.
Sorry, Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest.
I beg your pardon? Flip it over.
Or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is.
Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say?
Hosonaga-san sketched a plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals that the man in question's profession, his true profession.
The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious.
That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
It's a long job title.
What? The waiter's a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well. Is it the waiter? Yeah. Inspector Hosonaga. I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. You're not going to read the recap?
Oh, the court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Well.
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once.
Of course. Here you are. Yeah, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
So, you mean to say you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course! Your salary must be I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes. There have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents?
Murder.
That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. You a lot.
I do. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court.
Of course, Your Excellency.
We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? So long-winded to say.
Correct,
You lied.
Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. What? What? Oh, I thought somebody got shot in the courtroom. I was like, hold on a second.
I did too.
Yeah. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say... Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right! One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean... When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first.
And the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector.
The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical faculty.
What is happening here?
Oh, he's tall. I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with the situation.
Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
But, Your Excellency! That would mean missing the new deadline of ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom.
Yeah, Judge!
Inspector Hosanaga.
Yes, sir.
You will locate this
Good luck!
just Fred and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency.
At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you're going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So, it won't be a problem? You okay there? Nothing will get in my way.
Court will adjourn briefly. Prosecution must call the English student Miss Brett to the witness stand.
Fine.
Do I make myself clear?
Yes! Your Excellency!
Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. You have 30 minutes.
Yeah,
To be continued.
it's a fun little recess. You can play on the playground, talk to people. Good times.
I don't think that's what they mean. by
No?
Recess.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll go ahead and save our progress. And unfortunately, that is going to be where we end this episode. So next time, we'll meet Miss Brett, as Amanda put it, and I guess we'll see what her story is and what's going on. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MAMJ Let's Play.